Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining me. My name is Todd Bryson. In case you didn't know, I'm an Akashic Records practitioner. I offer a variety of different services around the Akashic Records. If you're interested in those things, please check out my website. So this is probably my most anticipated video that I've produced to this point. And it's full of a lot of practical information that old souls can use right now. To have that breakthrough in opening up a line of communication between yourself and the higher self, and actually be able to translate the messages that are coming through. And as an Akashic Records practitioner, working with a lot of people, the number one thing that I hear is, I don't hear my guides at all. I don't hear my guides enough. I hear my guides, I hear my higher self, but it's not as common or as frequent as I would like it to be. So this will work for whoever you are at whatever level you're at. I know that you'll get to the point where you're tired of exploring reality from the current perspective, and you're looking for the next level, you're looking for the next bit of insight, you're looking for the next revelation, and this technique is going to help you do that. But I want to first give a disclaimer that it's not going to work for you if you don't have that curiosity and that motivation to learn and study about yourself and try to figure out, just what the heck you're doing here in this suit. Go back to the beginning of your awakening. Remember how powerful all of the information was. Remember how excited you were to acquire it. Remember what you felt when you heard about your potential and what you were capable of. We want to tap into that same excitement because it's an excitement that helps you resonate in the heart space very easily. And that's where the next revelation is going to come from. So when you think about it, your current vibrational state is a direct reflection of how you're feeling. So if you're feeling hateful, depressed, whatever, those are lower vibrational frequencies, and you're going to resonate with those frequencies. If you are feeling joyous, happy, gratitude, all of these spiritual pursuits are going to be much easier for you because obviously you've tuned your station to a frequency that supports it. Something you should be aware of, something that is really important for you to know and is very relevant to what we're going to do in this video. So you need to learn how to consciously tune your own station. Notice when you're resonating in a lower frequency and then consciously change it. So that is what a being who remembers what it's like to control reality does. They take the initiative and they go through the steps of making corrections and adjustments energetically where it's needed. So before you engage in this process, tune your dial to the gratitude and love frequencies. And this is not going to be a guided meditation. It's going to kind of be a rough walkthrough. But I'm going to explain in detail everything that's going on, how to get from point A to point B and open up that portal so you can communicate with the higher self and actually translate and make sense of the information that's coming through to you. And then hold on to that information long enough to study it. So let's start at the very beginning. How did I acquire this information? I went into the Akashic Records and, like I said before, the people I'm working with are looking for specific things, so that's what I look for. So I was able to tap into a lifetime where I used this process, and then upon repeating it in this lifetime, I was really, blown away by the immediate results. And very excited to get on camera and share that with you guys. So you should know as well that this practice is more successful in a body of water. So we're going to go through a certain procedure that is really assisted by suspending your body in water in some way. It doesn't have to be that way. I can do it very easily either way, but I found that the connection is just there a little bit stronger when I'm in water. And that is mainly due to being able to make the body weightless and suspend the human self. But let's start there. So You are in a meditative position. You're either laying down, sitting upright, however you do it, doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're able to release all tension from your body, and in my opinion, that's best done laying down. So you're laying down, you want to study your body. How are you feeling? Where is the tension? Where is the pain? What can I do energetically to correct that or balance that? And there is a little bit of hypnosis involved in this process, in that you want to go through your limbs one by one, and you want to suspend them and make them weightless and make them heavy, as if you have no control over them, almost like you're detaching yourself from that body part. So you'll go to your leg, you will release all the tension in your leg. You'll go to your other leg, you'll release all the tension. You'll go to your arm, you'll release the tension there. You'll go to your other arm, you'll release the tension there. You'll want to take a look at your torso, your stomach, your pelvis, and we are taking conscious actions in observing ourselves so that we can accomplish something in this now moment that's very, very specific. This is probably the most important part, is getting the body relaxed and getting the consciousness disengaged from the signals that the body is giving. After you've released the tension from your limbs, you've limbered up your arms, there is one last place that tension will escape to hang on to what it's got. And that is the base of the neck, where the spinal column meets the skull. All of the pressure, even when it's gone in the limbs, is going to build up there, and it's going to hang on for dear life. So what you're going to want to do is zero in on that tension. Give it everything you got. Come from the heart and give it an escape route. Release that tension and suspend the body in weightlessness. Now your consciousness is free to roam around. Now your consciousness is free to study itself outside of the body's sensory system and the feedback the universe is giving you in the physical. Because we want to engage in another type of feedback that is very non-physical. So we have to get the physical stuff on board with what we're doing in order to move forward. So you will release that tension, and here's what comes next. In your inner vision, you want to see a white light. You want to see the divine light, the Christed light, the light from source, whatever you call it. It is the light source that makes all of this existence possible. See yourself in front of it, but there's more to it. You want to witness your energy centers opening at the presence of this light. Almost like you're watching a time-lapse video of a bud of a flower blooming in spring. It is best if you visualize this chakra by chakra all the way up your column. When you get good enough at this experience, you'll be able to visualize simultaneously all of those centers opening at the same time. But we really want to focus on two specific chakra centers. We want to focus on the heart center, and we want to focus on the pineal gland. So if you have a chance to ask your guides, what can I tell people? How can I help people communicate with you in the way that they want to? They will almost 99 times out of 100 tell you to have them connect to the heart space and open the pineal gland, which is very cryptic, which seems tough to do. But once you understand the concept and actually give your willpower to perform it, a lot of dominoes fall from that. So in your energy centers, you've opened everything. Everything is up and functioning the way that it's meant to, at its full capacity. You are going to give a little bit of extra attention to the heart space and to the third eye. You want to focus on the heart space, and then somehow you want that heart space to open up even more than it is, almost like it reaches a new level of existence and it's upgraded on the spot in response to your intention for it to do so. We want to do the same thing with the third eye. We want to see the third eye opening even further, the leaves of the flower extending themselves out, getting more vibrant, absorbing all of that source energy, and really driving the experience in the way that it's meant to. But here is where people get lost. Here's where people mess up. They spend all of their energy holding and trying to maintain those visualizations. I just want to let you know that as soon as you visualize those things, you can release them from your presence. Really, those visualizations are a one-off instruction set to those energy centers to know what to do in the moment that you're creating. So let the visualizations fade. They aren't really needed for what we're doing right now. And they're tying up energy sources that we need to accomplish other things. So let yourself know that the visualization and the intention behind it was successful, and now it is time for you to move on. So what's going to happen after you've opened the third eye? And what exactly are we looking for? What we are looking for is the feelings behind the thoughts. So you notice there are still going to be a lot of thoughts involved. The mind space is still going to be functioning and contributing information to you. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the feeling behind the thoughts. When the thoughts are removed, the feelings can then be translated in a linear way for us to understand. So after you open the third eye, the mind is going to chatter. That chatter is going to sound most likely like this. I've gone through this process like they told me I should, but nothing's happening for me. Same old, same old. Oh, I'll start thinking about my relationship now. I'll start thinking about my job now. I just want to let you know that is a completely normal part of this process, and you should observe the mind while standing apart from the mind, appreciating what it's doing. Almost like it's a system that you're observing. So something's going to happen after we let the mind chatter. If we don't engage with the mind, if we don't get frustrated with the mind, suddenly, after a few seconds, the volume of the mind is going to go out of existence. And you will notice that suddenly the feelings that you have in your heart, the things in your soul that you want to speak into reality but don't quite have the words for, suddenly roll off the tip of your consciousness and make perfect linear sense, to the point where you are going to have to stop what you're doing. You're going to have to disengage from this process because you have such a strong urge to take notes. You really don't want to miss out or forget what just came through. And I'm telling you, it is as if you're turning the volume down on the limited self and cranking up the volume on your eternal self. And notice, I didn't tell you to ask any specific questions. I didn't tell you to go in with a specific goal of information that you're looking to acquire. Enter this space, enter this energy, understanding completely that your higher self knows exactly what to say to you. Your higher self knows exactly what you need to hear in the exact way that you need to hear it. The higher self doesn't really care about the everyday dramas that we're going through. The higher self wants to speak to the soul. He wants that communication to ring true throughout your cells, and they want you to experience an upliftment that is going to act as a fuel source and a resource for you to tap into when you're getting worn out and tired of the physical reality. This needs to be a place that you return to be loved. Why are the angels and the guides prompting you so frequently to work on yourself, to get into a position where you can communicate with them? It's because they want to love you. They want to tell you you're loved, and they want to tell you exactly why you're loved. And I know that a lot of you that are familiar with these high energy concepts are going to have a lot of success with this. And I also know that there are some people that aren't going to get the results that I'm talking about. Well, you should know that a conscious being will have an experience without judging that experience, will study what went right and what went wrong, and then they'll show up the next day and try again. We are on the earth in this separation experiment, fully invested in the universal process of trial and error. Understanding that it is in the trial and in the error where the lessons can be given on what the success is supposed to be like and feel like. So let's go back through it just one more time. So we are releasing all of the tension from the body, consciously releasing all of the tension. We are disengaging from our human self. We are removing ourselves from the sensory system of the universe. We are then turning inward. We are energetically bringing everything into alignment. We are specifically focusing and giving more energy to the heart space and to the pineal gland. We are visually seeing these things open, which is all that it takes for the universe to understand our intentions. We are understanding the role that the mind plays in this vessel and in this reality. We're giving it a chance to work through its issues and to quiet itself. We are looking for the emotions behind the thoughts to be spoken through our consciousness into the physical plane. That is how the higher self communicates, and that's what you should be looking for. And very grateful to bring this information to you guys. Yeah, I will see you very soon.